Yeah, you can start, Siva.
Yeah, so this is the job description about we got in 2 days back. So like this is looking for a skilled developer to build a chat GPT analysis code for me. And the task is we are looking for to input data from an API and have the chat GPT analyze that data in real time. And finally, it will give the outputs based on the data given to the chat GPT. So here they are using AWS and GPT-4. Then this code should preferably be written in the Python code. So I'm open to suggestions for the specific GPT model to be used. So the deadline for the completion of this project is less than 1 week. Okay. So this is the experience in Python programming language and as well as the experience in developing GPT analysis code by using this AWS cloud.
Okay, okay.
So for this, I have just written my prompt on the chat GPT. So I will
Hmm.
show my prompt now, just now. Wait, 1 second. Okay, you can see this, right? Chat
You
GPT.
have to share each screen separately on Zoom.
Okay, okay.
It's not like Skype. Huh? You have to share that screen again, the
Hmm.
latest screen.
1 second.
Just click on share and it will show the windows. I mean, Edge, your browser window. You can share ChatGPT screen there.
Now,
Yeah, you are on ChatGPT. Yes, it is appearing. So you explain your scenario similar to that job description, right? You are explaining
mm,
that.
yes, yes.
Okay, okay. Go ahead.
So this is the job description as we have just now we came across this, and this is my prompt. So read this requirement, and you can explain me like in detail what is the task and how I need to do this task. So it will just give brief like the what are the requirements with the step by step process. Okay. And this is the given like skills developer, what is the skills need you need to do, and what is the real time analysis data will be there, and how to use ChatGPT integrate with this data analysis, and how to extract that information from the ChatGPT by using, and what is the data input you will get from the API, and what tools you need to use in this task.
Yeah, you need to explain each section, Siva. So one need to understand that scenario, right?
Yeah, this is overall like a skilled. So here we are giving the job description. Based on this job description, it will give like a skilled developer needed, like you need to good at your programming language like Python. But the actual thing is here in the next prompt. Here we are
No, no,
like,
no, don't go to next prompt. First, you explain the sections only. What did it say about the JD first? Then later you go through other prompts.
I have a
so
quick question.
okay.
On your requirement, it says chat, can you go up a little bit?
Chat GPT.
Yeah. So it's chat GPT or chat TP, GTP. Go up, you see where it
This
says,
one, this one,
yeah,
GTP4.
yeah. Is it
This
GPT
is
or,
different. This is different from ChatGPT.
oh, okay. Okay.
It is the upgraded version of ChatGPT,
Yes,
GPT-4,
4 is the
basically.
Oh,
advanced version.
Mm.
all right. Okay. Okay.
So it will give, the ChatGPT will give like the what are the job requirements based on this prompt. So first one is skilled developer needed. Like here they are asking Python, right? In the Python profile, like Python experience. So they need someone who is good at the Python programming language in building the software applications.
Okay.
Then the overall task review is, so the developer is required to create a program, Python program, so that can analyze the data input from a specific source that we can call it as API. This API is act as a messenger then that will allows different software applications to communicate with each other. So this is the task overview about our requirement. And the real data analysis means, so this analysis of this data will need to happen instantly because as the data is received. If it's not something that can wait, then it has to be done in real time as soon as the data arrives. Based on our data input, it will receives. If not, it will give some analysis. So fourth one is using ChatGPT tool. So this analysis part involves using the tool. We can call it as ChatGPT. So it's a type of software that can understand and generate human-like text format. So in this case, they want to use ChatGPT to process your input data they receive from the customer users. And fifth one is data input. What kind of data we need to give to the API. So this data that needs to be analyzed will come from this API. So this from this API will analyze the data input. So think of it like a stream of information that the program needs to understand and work with. So it will feed with the program and finally it will understand and it will give the output. Then this is the output requirements. So once after the data is analyzed, the developer needs to create a system where ChatGPT can generate a response or output based on the analyzed data of the tool. Then this output could be in the form of text, so which provide insights and recommendations or any other relevant information which is derived from the data, whatever we have fed the data into the program. So finally, that will give the output, whether it can be.
Hold on. Chris, what it is doing is, let us say, you go to Best Buy, um, you bought some items, okay? Then
Okay.
your friends also bought some items for Thanksgiving Day festival. Then this system, what it is doing is, it is generating the data. Who are all the customers came and bought the items today? That data is going to be sent to ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to analyze about the customer analytics, and it
Mm,
is going to give the feedback. Feedback means like who is the top rated customer, what is the grading we can give for these customers, like that. So which is
Okay.
going to show that kind of scenario in the bottom, okay? But here in this requirement, we don't know what is that application, what is the data. But I am giving the scenario related to the e-commerce application, where ChatGPT API can be used it for giving analytics reports. Okay, that report can be sent to back to the application, where they will have some customer dashboard. In the dashboard, they will show today's customer grading is this way: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one is Chris, second one is Siva, third one is Shanti. Like that, it is giving. But these three guys, what they have done, it everything it is going to mention there. So that kind of analysis they are expecting from ChatGPT. That is going to be quoted to the in the back end, back office, and they will analyze it. They will display in the dashboard. That is the requirement, overall requirement. But what we need to do is, here we need to analyze that requirement, which they are going to give it with the data inputs, outputs also, and then we are supposed to write the API code of the ChatGPT. But in this coming up AI prompt also, it is the same way he is explaining it, the similar requirement with the
Yeah.
code also. Yeah. Am I right, Shiva? The same thing you are going to do this demo.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So till now, we have discussed the requirements of the JD. So now let's go into the next prompt, that is actual scenario of this prompt. So can you like create a one live scenario and give me the solution as well. So this is the one scenario in live projects, what they exactly require. So imagine you are the developer who are tasked with building a real-time data analysis system by using the ChatGPT. So your client runs an online e-store platform and wants to analyze the customer feedback data from the website's API in real time. So they have like Amazon Web Services and GPT-4 at their disposal. Now they want to extract insights from customer feedback as it comes in and provide instance, which is useful responses to customers based on the analysis. So this is one scenario where it actually the requirement meets. And what are the steps we need to understand based on the scenario? So first we need to understand the API. So we need to understand the structure of the API. So that provides the customer feedback, the data we need to understand. So it could be a continuous stream of text data, which is coming from customer reviews or any comments or messages submitted through the website. So the customers are like submitting their customer reviews or comments. So that we need to understand the API structure of the data. Then step 2 is setting up the AWS. So basically the AWS services we're using to host our Python code application. So we can use like AWS Lambda or serverless service. So which is to execute your code without about worrying the server management. So for that we will use this AWS Lambda service to host our Python application. Then this API gateway can be used to create an API endpoint so that receives data from the client website. So whatever the data is there on the website, so that will be received through this API endpoint. So that we need to set up on the AWS service. Then the step 3 is data processing in real time. So whatever the data comes in from the API endpoint, then your Python code should process it immediately. So whatever you have written the Python code, so that code need to be analysis this API endpoint. Then you can use AWS Lambda service to trigger your code whenever a new data comes from the website. Then immediately it will process the text data to extract the relevant information as well as the sentiment analysis or any specific details so that the client wants to identify from the data, feedback data. So finally, you are going to integrating with GPT-4. So integrating the ChatGPT, that is GPT-4 is into your Python code, then you can use this API to interact with ChatGPT. So whenever the processed data is ready, it will send it to the ChatGPT to generate meaningful response or insights. So like this is the example Python code. Like first we need to import OpenAI module. Then this is your OpenAPI key. Then it will going to define your generate response. That is processed data from the website, feedback website. Then this is the prompt, customer feedback, which is parameter. So we are taking the response from this create function. So we are taking the response through the text dot, like text format. So that is maximum tokens of this text format is 150 limit. And we are going to return this response with the text dot strip function. So this is a Python code. And finally, it will process the data is the input that is obtained from step 3. So once it will upload it into this processed data, it will give this customer processed data goes here. Then finally, it will generate the ChatGPT response with this processed data. So after that, it will give the instance feedback to the client. So use this response generated on the code by ChatGPT so that you can send this feedback back to the client website through the API response. So then after that, we need to testing and finally we need to deploy this. So test your system thoroughly to ensure whether it works as expected. So once it is successful, then deploy your code on AWS Lambda service. Then set up the API gateway to handle the incoming data. Whenever the data is coming, so automatically this Lambda will trigger and it will deploy into the AWS Lambda service. So finally, we need to monitoring and maintenance of this application. So we need to monitor the system whether it will ensure it continues to function correctly or not. So if you need it, you can set up logging also and alert to notify any issues coming or not. So we need to regularly maintain the system. So to making updates or any improvements based on the feedback. So this is the process by step on scenario based.
In these steps, Chris, you have any clarification? You need any clarifications?
So just understand the scenario and
What are the services we need to use here in this analysis, Siva?
so yeah, services means to deploy our code means we are using AWS Lambda service. And yeah,
And
that's
in that Lambda code, you can use Boto 3 Python, right?
yeah, here they are using Python. Yeah. So they're
Yes.
asking Python.
So in the Python code, what specifications are required to input? What the code should do?
Like this is a processed data, it will come from the website.
Uh,
And
it
next,
means you need to extract from their database or some log files. For that, you need to write the Python code snippet. Once it is
mm,
there, you are going to save them in the local folder, and after that, you are going to analyze it with ChatGPT. So,
yeah,
what is the analysis
integrating.
code snippet here? You have here, right,
Sir,
for
yeah.
analyzing. Uh,
Mm.
where is the code snippet here?
Like data, CSV file data.
Yeah, I assume that this is the data you received it from the application website.
Website, yeah.
Now, ChatGPT is going to analyze this. Do you have the solution for that also here? Analysis, how it does, what is the code snippet for that, a Python code snippet?
Yeah, so this is the steps like it got that CSV file data from the website and
Hmm.
what is the output it will give finally.
Hmm.
Like what is the process like analysis process.
Hmm.
Based on the data, it will give the response, whether it is positive response.
Can you go to CSV file? Let us analyze the data there. What parameters are there? Hold on. You have a customer ID, name is there, feedback is there. Feedback given by customer, right? This is the
Yes, yes.
customer feedback. Chris,
Mm-hmm.
normally earlier they used to ask in the best way front counter when you pay the bill. They one guy used to ask the feedback with the form. You remember?
Yeah.
The feedback is this one: great service and fast delivery. Product quality is excellent. The item was damaged when it arrived. Okay, responsive customer. But this is from e-commerce site, not counter business. Assume this is the e-commerce site response. Okay, we give the feedback, right? On Amazon, right? When they
Mm-hmm.
deliver home, we give the feedback like this.
Mm-hmm.
So customer ID is there, name is there, feedback is there, and description. Feedback, description, and rating. The rating, whatever we give on stars, it is going to sit here 5, 4, 2, 5, 1, like that.
Yeah, numbers.
Now the chat GPT is going to analyze and suggest it how to improve the customer service through its own analysis. We are going to see further that analysis process. Go down, Siva. Here, when you analyze the data, come down. Just yeah, show me complete. Okay, hold on. Based on provide, show me that prompt. Ah, based on the provided customer feedback data, ChatGPT can analyze the information and provide various insights and responses. Here are a few examples of analysis outputs it might generate. One is positive feedback analysis. Let us say one customer gave great service. That is a positive feedback analysis.
Mm.
Okay. What are the parameters they are giving insight? Customers like Alice or David have provided positive feedback indicating satisfaction with the service and products. Okay, then response is we are delighted to hear the customers like Alice and David are happy with our services and products. We appreciate their positive feedback. It means they got the very good customer service. That is the response. Then next one
Mm.
is constructive feedback analysis. How it gives insights are customers like Bob gave positive feedback, but with a slightly lower rating. Rating is different, feedback is there, but positive
Mm.
feedback. There might be specific areas for improvement that he hinted at. Okay, that is the hint he is giving customer to improve the customer service. Response is thank you, Bob, for your feedback. We are glad you liked our product. Is there any other specific you think we could do better to make your experience a five-star one? Let us say in Amazon, we gave this kind of feedback. So don't move, just hold on there. I am ready. So when we give the feedback, what happens? They will send email also. Thank you, email. In that mail, they will ask further. Further, they will give one more link also. If you want to suggest some more improvements, we can do it, kind of thing. That is the analysis ChatGPT has done it. Now, next one is negative feedback analysis. Customers Charlie, Eva had negative experiences, one due to a damaged item and the other due to delayed delivery and poor packaging. Normally, it happens in Amazon deliveries sometimes only, not regularly. That is the feedback they have given it. And response is we apologize for the inconvenience, Charlie. Our team will investigate the issue with the damaged item and take necessary steps to prevent it in future. The similar mails we get it when we give a negative feedback on site on Amazon. So they send email and with the same similar kind of messages will be there. So here they are saying similarly we are sorry for your experience, Eva. We have sorry, we are working on improving our delivery services and packaging to avoid such issues. It means completely it is analyzed what responses we need to give it to the system. The system need to send it to whom, all those things, guidelines are given it. If you have, can you show the data? How many records are there? Let us see. Here only 5 records are there. If you have in thousands, what happens? How it is going to give? This is the process they are going to implement it. Let us
Mm.
say 1,000 records are there. For 1,000 records, manually they can't do it. So
Yes.
ChatGPT is going to analyze it, give this kind of report. For 1 to 5 rating only, like go down, go down. Like in these three parameters, they are analyzing it. One is positive feedback analysis, constructive feedback analysis, negative feedback analysis. That's all. Then finally, rating trend analysis. Come down, let us discuss this. What is rating trend analysis? Each customer had a unique experience indicating the need for personalized responses. It means every customer feedback is getting analyzed by ChatGPT. Finally, it is coming up with a consolidated clue. Okay, since we have 5 pieces of data, it analyzed it into different categories. So response is what? Personalized responses addressing each customer's concerns and appreciating their feedback individually. Basically, what happens? The ChatGPT is going to give that kind of information also in Excel sheet. So that Excel sheet can be ported into the database. From the database, they can shoot emails. So that is the customer analytics. It is analyzing it through in the from the backend data. The ChatGPT is analyzing it. It is sending back with the report. That report is going to be sent to the database. From database, they are going to trigger the messages to the customer by alerts or email, such kind of things, as we get from Amazon e-commerce. Go on. Here, one more note what it is written is remember the actual analysis and response might vary based on the complexity of the ChatGPT model. Here we are using ChatGPT 3.5, but 4 will give in a different way also. That is
Yes.
the specification variation is there. Okay, that's where it is explained. Then go down. What is the next one? What is the prompt you are written here in an e-commerce application? What way this analysis is useful and where it can be used? Yeah, you explain this one. Let Chris understand that.
Okay, so as we discussed in the example in the e-commerce application, how this analysis can be useful and where it can be actually used. So this is it will generating some steps as well. So we'll go to one by one. So first one is improving customer satisfaction, right? So by understanding this customer feedback from the website, then this e-commerce business can identify each aspect of their service or products so that need improvement based on the customer feedback. And what they will get benefit means implementing the changes based on the customer feedback, so which leads to for higher customer satisfaction and encouraging customer loyalty, and it will has the positive word of mouth. So it will give the benefit, right, by improving the customer satisfaction. Then the second one is product development and enhancement. So what is the use of this development? Like feedback often contains suggestions or requests for new features or improvements to existing products. So like in an e-commerce application, there will be number of existing products are there. So for this will explain the to improve any products or any development which can improve the our services, right? So what the benefit will they get? So this e-commerce companies can use this information to prioritize product development efforts. So finally it will improve the customer feedbacks and preferences as well if they improve the existing products. Then quality control, like feedback about the damaged or any defective products, which highlights the potential quality control issues. So will sometimes customers will get default or damaged products, right? So based on this quality, they will give negative feedback, right? So for that, we need to also improve this quality of the product. So for this, what they will get benefit, like identifying and rectifying the quality issues, so which ensures customers receive high quality products, so that finally it will reduce the returns and negative reviews as well from the customers. And you need to enhancing the customer support as well. So understanding the common issues from the feedback, which helps in training customer support teams to handle specific problems effectively. So every day we are getting so many feedbacks from the customer side. So we need to understand and we need to effectively communicate with the customer support. So what they get the benefit means faster and more accurate resolution of customer issues, which leads to improved customer service and increased customer satisfaction. Both will communicate with this effectively. Then finally, giving the optimizing user experience. So this feedback might highlight difficulties customers which face while navigating the website or completing their purchases. So this is like I'm working on the website. So whenever a user enters into the website, so that's website should be work 24/7. So that is like optimizing the user experience. So what they will can benefit, like user experience can be enhanced, which leads to higher conversion rates and improve the customer retention. And this one is personalized marketing. Like this feedback can provide insights into customer preferences and interest. So based on the customer, what they prefer to choose and interest, based on this interest, so it will show the personalized recommendations. Then this e-commerce platform can personalize these marketing campaigns and suggestions products relevant to the individual customers. So thereby the chance of increasing the purchases will be high. And these are several like brand reputation management. Then we need to monitoring the feedback helps in managing the online reputation of the e-commerce brand. So this will give the like benefit means, so which will swift the responses to negative feedback and public acknowledgement of positive feedback will convert. Finally, it will build the trust and the credibility among potential customers. Then market research. So this will the feedback, like analyzing this feedback, which trends in provides valuable market research data. So whenever they analyze the customer data, so definitely they will get market research data. Then understanding this market trends and customer preferences, which helps in making informed business decision and staying ahead of the competition. Then customer retention. So adding these concerns expressed in the customer feedback can prevent the customer churn. So this there is a loyal customers are more likely to repeat purchases. So which leads to increased revenue and a strong customer base. Then finally, social proof and testimonials of the. So by you giving the positive feedback can be transformed into testimonials and social proof on the e-commerce website. So this will give a benefit like potential customers are more likely to trust the brand and make purchases based on the positive experiences shared by others, so that the business will grow rapidly. So finally, so they are saying like finalizing this customer feedback in an e-commerce application is a multifaceted process that involves like product development, customer service, marketing strategies, and overall brand perception. So by leveraging each service and analysis effectively, so this e-commerce business can create a customer-centric approach, then driving customer satisfaction, loyalty, and business growth as well. Okay.
Right. Next, what is the final solution for the project requirement?
So we need to take one data, CSV data.
Can you please do one thing? Just share that link, ChatGPT's link in the chat box. Let us walk through that also. The final, this one.
You want to share that on Skype?
Yeah, you
Okay.
can do in Skype. Skype will be having recorded, right? Yeah, instead of that let us in Zoom link. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you can open that, Chris, in your ChatGPT. Yeah. Now let us discuss on the final solution for this project.
So like we need to take one sample data, customer like data. That we need to give the input to our application.
You have already 5 records in the above examples, right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
You are taking the same thing here, right? For analyzing final output.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you explain that only. Correlate with that.
So like this is my sample CSV data, like Alice, Bob, right? So here's the feedback data. Like this is like converting this real-time data into the CSV file format. So once you have the CSV file data, then you can like you can input this data into the your ChatGPT by integrating this data into your Python code, which actually deploy into the Lambda service. This Python code, this one.
Sure. What they
Yeah,
are asking in the project is for this kind of scenario, they wanted a code to be developed. It. Did we get that solution here finally? The code, final code from ChatGPT.
yeah. So they are like they need to they need to write one Python script so that will actually fetch this data from the API, right?
Yeah, correct. But what is the what did you work like? You did you work till the Python code, final code for using that data and analyzing it? I
That
mean, that is required, right, as per the project specifications, right?
of course, yeah.
You have to write that script also, a prompt script here to get that solution, and that can be modified and used in the live examples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that now in this call?
This is not Python, right? This is right. This code will take the.
No, this is related with ChatGPT interface only, but what they are looking is Python code. You ask ChatGPT to give that final output in Python. See, you got what I am asking? They are
Yes, yes,
expecting the final code file. They did
yes,
not
yes.
give database specifications. You got the database specification examples. That on that example basis, you create your own code and show the skeleton one to the project people. This is the where we are supposed to work on this project kind of thing.
Okay.
So you write the script and get the final Python code in this demo itself. You got the clue what I'm asking?
What is GPTs? Yeah, so the final Python code will give the whole process from there.
Yes. You have to write the prompt now. This is the usage guidelines it has given, but before that itself we have the output. Okay, you take that output, go back. One is for pulling the data. the Python code. Another one is analyzing the data, the Python code. Then third one is sending the data to website backend. You have
Okay.
specifications for that is the database. That's all. You will get a skeleton code. That skeleton code can be used for implementing in live. Three phases of Python code is there. One is for getting the data into Excel file. Then second one is analyzing that data. Third one is again the analyzed CSV file to insert in the database. Not uploading. You are supposed to show the code to extract the data from there to ChatGPT. You have to write that first. Okay. Then later you got the Excel file to extract the data. First requirement into CSV file.
Now I need to ask to analyze and
Write the Python code to analyze the extracted CSV data. Right?
so this is second task.
Yes.
Once it will analyze and verified, then finally it will send to the uh,
Yeah, you have to ask again. Write the Python script to send the data to backend database. Your job is to insert the data into database. But the real project will give the clear specifications. We are getting the
mm,
skeleton code
yes,
here
yes.
to get the approach, project approach, how we can approach this project.
So to send the data feedback.
No, no, no. Write the Python script to send the data analysis. ChatGPT has done the data analysis, right?
Mm.
Data analysis output. You can say data analysis output to application.
Back end.
Yeah, applicate to the application backend. Database. You can say database. Yeah, it is taking MongoDB. You can mention the database also. Anyhow, it is a skeleton script. You can change the
If they are
specifications.
giving a specified database, we need to
Yes, yes, yes. Now, what you need to do, these three phases of this Python script, you explain to Chris now. Once it is done, this one, these three phases activities, you need to explain.
Okay, so first one is we are creating the Python script to extract the data like into the CSV file. Whatever the data comes from the website, so that data we need to convert into CSV file, right? So for that, we need to like install this request. So we need to import this request and as well as this CSV module. Then this is our API endpoint URL, which is like our API.
Okay.
Then this is the you need to make a GET request to the API in order to get the your API URL. So that is response equal to request dot get this API URL.
Okay.
See, one thing I want to tell both of you, every application will have endpoint URL, like you have
Yes.
S3 endpoint, okay,
So that is
network
data
endpoint,
content.
like that. Yes. To get the data, we need to approach API URL through the endpoint URL, okay? That's the requirement. Yeah, next one.
So if it got success to upload the data into this file, then it will show if response dot status code equal to 200. If it is success,
Okay.
then it will give this JSON response data variable equal to this response dot JSON in the JSON format. Then after that, we need to extract this relevant data fields. So for that, we need to take one variable with the empty pro. Then we need to take the one by one for item in data, whatever the items in the data, CSV data, we are taking the items. Then we are expecting the extracted the each item.
Row wise, it is reading the columns basically.
Yeah, so it is reading one by one. So once after all this reading, it will give this extracted data dot append. It will adding every item. It will add into the fields. These fields. So you need to specify. You need to mention your CSV file name, your log file name. After that, it will write the extracted data to CSV file. So you can add your more like fields as your. Then it will take the one writer variable and it will read all these files with the field name. Then it will extract this data into CSV format. For each item in the extracted data, whatever the data is available in this extracted data, so it will read all this item and it will extract it. So it will extract, it will print this message. Data has been extracted and saved into the CSV file. If it is not done, else part, it will print this message. So failed to retrieve the data from the API point if it is failed. So in this code, you need to replace your actual URL of this API endpoint, actual URL to fetch the data, and you need to modify your fields as well, data fields. That is from the JSON part. So the another one is the extracted data is stored in the extracted data CSV file in the same directory as the script. So that you need to modify according to a requirement. Then another script is, so once the data is to convert into the CSV file, we need to now analyze this data, CSV data. So for that, we need one another tool that is pandas to extract the analyze the information, the data information. So you need to import the pandas as PD. Then you need to load your CSV data into the pandas data frame. So that is your data.csv. Now it will read this CSV file. Then it will calculate your fields, whatever the fields minimum and maximum of the your data fields. Then it will count the unique values in the fields as well. So it will count every value. Then it will print that data values here. So in the script, you need to replace this data file data.csv with your actual name of CSV file. Then you need to, same in the previous script, you need to modify your fields details. So once the data will extracted from by using the above script, then now you need to send this data analysis to the backend application database to store, like, so for that to send this data analysis output to a database in a Python application. So you can use database connector library such as PyMySQL for MySQL database. And this is something PyPG2 for Postgres. And PyMongo, that is for MongoDB. So this is something library for each databases. So here we are taking PyMySQL. So this is database for MySQL. If you are choosing this Postgres SQL, you need to choose this library. And if you are choosing MongoDB, you need to choose PyMongo library. So this is our script. So import PyMySQL library and import pandas as PD library. Then you need to mention your CSV file name here. Then it will read the CSV file. So similarly in the previous script, it will perform the data analysis and it will calculate the mean and maximum of your fields data. Then now it will connect to the MySQL database backend to the application. Like you need to mention your host, the URL or the IP address, then your username, then your password and your database. You need to create one object cursor by using this cursor method. Then you need to write the query, SQL query, to insert your data values into the database. So this is the SQL underscore query equal to your insert into analysis results. That is mean and maximum values of the database. Then data will be inserted into the database. That will be this data equal to minimum and maximum fields. This is the case, try case. So this will execute the SQL command. This cursor dot execute this SQL query. So it will insert this all values with the data. Then it will commit your changes into the database backend application. Once it will complete, then it will give this print value. So if it is not committed into the database, it will give the exception error. That is file like error. Whatever the error we are getting, that error will give. Finally, we are closing this database connection once it is successful. So in this script, you need to replace your database credentials, everything, host, username and password and your database name. You need to change according to your requirement. So this is the process.
Okay, right. Now let us stop recording.